Welcome to Tubeless Rear Tire Replacement movie. To localize the hole I use soap and water, and this video is just only a suggestion how to repair the tire, but we all have a unique way of doing things, so just use this as a reference. After finding hole, I figured out that I won't be able to repair my tire, so I have to replace. Those are the tools I'm using. The blue stuff is I'm using for a rim, to prevent any scratches. Tire levers between 1 to 1.5 foot long. The blue bead, which is helping me to put the brand new tire on. A rubber mallet, which helps me to poke a little bit the tire. A lot of lubrication with the soap, and I'm using a C-clamp and 2x4 wood to take off the bead. Very easy. So to taking off the tire, I'm using a C-clamp and 2x4 piece of wood I put on the one side so it's not destroying my rim. On the other side, the rounded piece from the C-clamp I put as close as possible to the rim, and then obviously I don't have a second person to hold my camera, so I'm doing this with the one hand, and you can see and notice how easy actually is. I'm taking off the bead from the rim. So I do this on the one side, and then when I take off the tire on the one side of the rim, you can see like it's sliding nicely. I just switch around and doing the same the other way. Very easy.
So I did the first movement. So basically I grabbed the tire lever, use the cushioning part, and use my brake disc as the second hand. Now we'll take the other one, put a little bit farther. I need to hold this with my leg so it's not going to run away. And please believe me, it's just only I'm using one hand right now, so it's difficult, but having a proper tool, it's always a good idea. I'll just move this a little bit closer, as it seems that I'll just take this off very nice and easy. Nicely done. And in this particular situation I don't have to do really much. I just pull the tire out of the rim. Lubricate. Without the lubrication you're not going to do anything. Time for the other side. So as you can see, I still use this blue stuff to make sure that I will save my my rim and don't make any extra dent. Put my big lever on the side, and now what is only left, I just need to pull. It's a little bit difficult because I don't have a second hand, so sorry, but I have to do. I improvise a little bit. Normally I would put here a plastic bottles which opens the brand new tire around, so it's actually have a more opening. I think that I really didn't have to do it, especially with this magic blue bead on the floor, but you know, it's always a good idea. If you can take a look at the old tire, it has a nice opening over there, so it means that it's stretched already. With this one here I will just leave overnight and it will stretch a little bit, so it will help me tomorrow. As you can see, there are some debris, some dust, and then sometimes the particle of the old tire stays inside. It's always a good idea to clean this thoroughly, otherwise you can have a leak. Okay, so if I take it on the other side, this is the part which I clean, so it's nice and shiny, it's no mud or any particles inside. So summarize what I did so far. I used the soft brush and clean the residue in the corner over there. Then afterwards I used the acetone with the rag and clean thoroughly all the surface here. It's a lot of time. The tire has a tendency to particle of the old tire to glue to the surface, and if you don't clean this, if you don't keep a special attention to this area, you will end up with a very slow leak on the sidewall. So please clean this as thoroughly as you can. If you notice that this is surface, it's uneven, you know, you can always use the bed sealer. So again, you know, if I have a rim, the old generation, where the spokes heads are actually coming out in the center, you will notice a rubber over there, and very often through those spokes the air is escaping. So I used to use this tire bead sealer when I clean everything with some degreaser, making sure that it's no any debris and junk. I just put this one inside, as well as sometimes if I had a problem with the rims, especially on those ones inside part was leaking, I use this one as well, and it's actually hold pretty nicely. So again, you can always use the tire bead sealer. So we have a Michelin tire here, and this one is a directional, it's a Michelin X11. So the arrow goes towards when the wheel is actually moving, yes? So I need to remember about this. I need to remember to put a lot of lubrication. Don't be shy, as much as lubrication in as possible. You don't have to use any grease, any WD-40. This is a bad idea. The best idea is to use soap and water. Okay, we can put also on this on the wheel as well. So this way, this will go away, this will evaporate, but at least we have a good lubrication. Turn it off. So what I do, I put the tire on, and then just make sure that I just go slowly around. It should go without any big problems. Okay, turn it off. So what I will do, I will put this magic blue stuff between the frame, between the rim, so it's not going to be scratched. Put it here. Take the lever. Tire lever. And then just slowly pull the tire. Can you go on this side, Oli? Just turn it off. Lubricate the tire. There you go. The first bit, you can do it without anything. Just goes nicely. Just make sure that the tire stays on. And then take the magic tire lever, and then bit by bit this one. Okay, one more probably. Few more times and should be okay. Switch it off. Done. Okay, switch it off. Lubricate the both sides. Again, please do not be shy with any lubrication. Put this one, this one, and then lubricate the blue seal as much as you can. And then we stick this blue stuff. Okay. It seems that it's better to stretch and then just put it with the finger. This way, when we have this ready, okay, again lubricate as much as you can, and when the tires fills in with the air, absolutely do not pull this blue stuff, it will come on its own. Okay, here we go. This this line here, it should be equally on the rim. In this part here, on the other side, it's not. That's the reason why I'm using the mallet. So, not on the tire, I'm sorry, not on the rim, but on the tire. I try to help it. Maybe I'll pump up a little bit. Uppa! Good, it's done. And then I will just release this. Done. Contrast. So the other technique which you can use, obviously this tire is filled with the air right now, but you can use the strap you have to put in the center, and the best idea is to actually ratchet. The problem is that normally it's a big gap between the rim and then the tire, so in this method you have to take off the valve out completely, and the compressor have to put a lot of volume inside, and it will be a lot of air will be escaping between the tire and rim. So the best idea is to use the magic blue seal, where you basically are able to pump up with a regular bicycle pump or with the compressor without taking even the valve out. This is how simply it's used this instead of this method, which is very insufficient and tiring. I hope that you enjoy, and well, see you in the trials, guys. Bye.